Coin Show Podcast. The show about coins and coin collecting. And not just any show. This is the #1 coin collecting podcast, going 10 years strong. Here's Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman on the Coin Show Podcast.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Music, Matt.
You like that? We're going.
Dude, you are rocking on this music right before the show every time. Do our listeners actually hear that before?
Oh, yeah. If they're in there waiting for the live stream, they get to jam out with my musical choice of the evening. So, yeah.
And, okay, so in our new time slot, we are here with episode 170 of the Coin Show Podcast.
200 is coming fast.
It's coming faster than we ever thought. On episode 170 of the Coin Show Podcast, we talk to ANA Governor Rob Oberth. We answer our listener questions, and we talk about the coolest thing to walk into our shops this week. But first, as always, the news.
Now for my favorite part of the show, Mike.
This episode of the news is brought to you by Buttons. Better than zippers because you've never pinched yourself in a buttonhole, have you? How do you like buttons now?
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, we get that's a brassy one.
That's a brat.
Where's the rim shot? Come on, where's it at?
Oh, I'm not even looking. That's a good one, though.
That was a brassy one. Matt, a release date for the 2020 American Innovation Proof Set has been set.
All right.
Plan the parade routes now. The 2020 coins salute the states of Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, and Connecticut. This set actually illustrates both the best and the worst of concept in this design. I think by this, I mean, I'm kind of referring to the Connecticut coin and the Massachusetts coin, right? The Massachusetts coin features a telephone dial, something that many younger people may or may not have any experience with.
My kids would have no idea what that is.
Well, I watch these YouTube videos where grandparents torture their grandkids by, making them call someplace on a dial phone. They have no idea how to do it.
That's a great idea. I should try that.
Connecticut features the Gerber variable scale, which, if you're unaware, as I was the bee's knees in measurement for years. It basically allows you to expand a measurement to fit a specific scale and then translate larger segments without having to calculate it.
Okay. Awesome.
That's worthy of coinage.
Nice.
Yeah, sure.
Must have been a slow day. Slow day.
Apparently. So that's a great innovation, but it likely has not touched us as much as the telephone. So in my opinion, it just really scores weakly on subject.
Yeah, I mean,
Design is really flat and has almost no relief whatsoever.
Right. I like the Hubble Space Telescope one. That was pretty cool.
Yes. I mean, that one, and it uses the NASA typeset, the font.
Yep.
If you look, the A's don't have it, so that's cool. The actual adjustable scale for the because I'm still ragging on the Connecticut coin, leave me alone. The actual adjustable scale is shown on the coin, but it kind of looks like a zipper to the uninformed.
It does. I was just thinking that.
And as it's the only relief feature on that side of the coin, save for some lettering and a few lines.
Yeah.
So, if you're looking for like die clashes, you might be able to find them in this coin if they made them for circulation.
Right.
But they don't. Right. So the other three designs do at least look like coins, and I think that the Massachusetts and the Maryland coins are really good and deserve praise. The South Carolina coin, not that it doesn't deserve praise, but it features Septima Poinsettia Clark, who was a civil rights leader promoting education and literacy that played an important part in securing voting rights for African Americans. So it's not an innovation as much as an innovator.
Okay, yeah, I see that. But again, that coin's at least attractive. I mean, you could look at that and say, okay, well, these people did something important.
The Hubble Space Telescope is a huge innovation, and that was something that's really affected our lives and will affect our children's lives, and all that. That's awesome. the telephone shows you that, it's, this is a program that spans our history.
Yep.
So, you're covering all this. I think that some states are going to reach.
And then there's Connecticut.
Well, wait until we get to Wyoming.
Oh, I'm sure. It'll be interesting.
It's like, what are they going to do out there?
I have no idea.
So, let's see. Ross McDermott is stepping down after 10 years of success as the CEO of the Royal Australian Mint.
Okay.
It would be difficult to do anything but congratulate him on a job well done. McDermott is the first Royal Mint CEO to come from the private sector. And on his watch, we've seen the revenue quadruple to $100 million and tourism at the Royal Australian Mint doubling to 360,000 people per year during that same period.
Yeah, I mean, they've definitely made strides over the last 10 years. So I think that's, definitely due to his leadership, I would say. And I think that it doesn't necessarily say to you, hey, look, see, you got to use people from the private sector, to run government stuff because that's how it works best. This is just saying that here's somebody that was really successful at it, and maybe we should look at what he did. Yeah.
Somebody with just some really good ideas, really smart.
Yeah.
So the Mint will announce his replacement in the coming weeks. As for mints, the U.S. Mint has produced over 1.65 billion coins for circulation during the month of August 2020.
Well, they're sure not slacking, are they?
Well, this marks the third consecutive month of coin production in the billions for the U.S. Mint. So I'm hearing reports of old coins, particularly wheat cents, being found in circulation. And to me, this means that some are trying to return coin into the system, but the overall coin shortage means that we still have a return coin available at pre-COVID levels.
Certainly, yeah. And I think what people are doing is seeing stuff on the news and in the paper about, there's a coin shortage. So they're thinking, no, I'm going to do my part and help. There's, I have this jar of coins in the garage and, I'm not using them. They're not doing me any good. I'm just going to take them to the bank. And I think right now the coin roll hunters are probably having a pretty decent time too.
Well, believe it or not, that actually will help. If people do that, it will help. I think that there's a very large portion of businesses that aren't accepting coin.
Yes, for sure. Certainly.
And therein lies the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree
because
with that.
I'm accepting coin and drawing coin from the bank. That's what's creating the coin shortage, just in my opinion.
I agree.
I think it's more than my opinion, but I'm just citing it as an opinion.
Right.
An interesting note, since production was affected during March, April, and May, this would generally signal an impact on the circulating commemorative coins that are produced within multiple designs over the course of the year. Note the word circulating, since this will have no impact on the American Innovation dollar coins because they're not made for circulation, but it did make the Weir Farm America the Beautiful Quarter a relatively low mintage coin. And I say relatively.
Yeah, what is relatively?
Well, here's the thing. So the National Park of American Samoa was 202 million coins. The Weir Farm was 155 million coins, which is 65 million less, and by no means scarce or anything, right?
Right.
But the Salt River Bay, the Virgin Islands one that's out right now, they've already minted 500 million of them.
That's a lot.
Already minted 1.9 billion between the two mints. Yeah, so I mean, you have 125 million at Philadelphia for Weir Farm and 155 at Denver.
Would it be fair to call it scarce in the future?
No, it's hundreds of millions of them.
Right.
But and the reason why I kind of brought this up is that kind of gear yourself up because it's coming. You're gonna hear our buddy. Okay, he's going to start telling you how rare this coin is. And 250 million Americans will collect the America the Beautiful Quarter series. And since so many collect these, there won't even be enough for everyone to have a single coin.
Yeah. That guy on the TV, right? He talks a lot. Says rare.
Rare. Yeah.
Okay,
yep.
Gotcha. 10-4.
Just get ready for that because it's coming. Just like the emergency issue Silver Eagles.
Yeah, no joke.
Right. They're actually in the gray sheet. It's messed up.
Oh, gosh. Don't get me
The
started.
American Numismatic Association held their annual membership and literary awards and their service awards virtually this year rather than in person.
Cool.
Yeah. So according to Coin Week's article, the Elvira Klein Stefanelli Memorial Award for Achievement in Numismatics was given to Dorothy C. Bobber. She turned 100 this year, so she has seen the entire progress of the women's movement. Bobber's previous awards number in the double digits, according to the Coin Week story. So some of the ANA, or some from the ANA, include the Medal of Merit, the Glenn Smedley Memorial Award, the Farron Zerby Memorial Award for Distinguished Service, a Presidential Award, and a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Wow, that's a lot of awards.
Yes. So, and speaking of awards, Augustus B. Sage was inducted into the Numismatic Hall of Fame, and boy, was he been waiting a long time for that. So, Sage was born in 1842 and was one of a small group of men who decided to form an antiquarian society in New York City for the study of coins and metals. This society would subsequently be renamed to the American Numismatic Society.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah. He's one of the guys that founded what eventually became the ANA, I believe. So they decided to put him into the Numismatic Hall of Fame.
Well, I mean that's a fair entrance into the Numismatic Hall of Fame.
About 100 years too late.
Yeah, well, better late than never, right?
Sure. America's hat will mark the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II with a $2 bimetallic circulating coin.
Oh, cool. I like that.
Yeah, the coin is limited to a mintage of 3 million coins, 2 million of which will be colorized. The coins are now entering circulation throughout Canada.
Why is it? Why is it that Canada can make really, really cool World War II coinage, and ours is just kind of like, meh?
Because they don't have layers and layers and layers of bureaucracy and gridlock and all that other stuff going on.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Very interesting fact about America's hat today.
What's that?
They have had, I want to say yesterday, they had 0 COVID deaths. 0.
Sweet.
Well, here's the thing. It was an interesting fact that was brought up because normally we would have we have the Bears and the Detroit Lions game tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Since it's a division game and one that's probably only going to be watched by people in Chicago and Detroit, so they bring in Kenny Albert. Well, Kenny Albert's been calling hockey in Canada, and there is a literal restriction for people entering the country, saying that they have to quarantine for 2 weeks. This is a guy that's coming from a country with 0 COVID deaths that actually handled the response really, really well. And they tell him he has to quarantine.
Well,
so we get, who we get? We're getting Dick Stockton. Who's going to get a lot of people's names wrong. And I mean, just, hey, great guy, you know. Past his prime.
Oh boy.
So yeah, I just think it's funny that they can do all these things, and Canada, they put out these different designs. They put out, I was looking at it yesterday, and I didn't even think about this. I saw in our case there was a 1/2 ounce Canadian coin. Mm-hmm. There was a 1.5 ounce. There was a 2 ounce.
Yes. Yeah.
These are all just laying there. They have 24 karat 10th ounce, quarter ounce, 1/2 ounce, and 1 ounce coins. They do color, they do limited edition, they do designs, they do bedazzled, bejeweled. Which, hey, look, a lot of this stuff is not for real collectors, in my opinion. But
did you just say bedazzled?
I did.
Okay, just making sure I heard that right.
and it's something different, and they're constantly pushing the envelope. So yeah, that's why we cover this stuff, is because I'm completely jealous of their coinage.
Yes, I agree. I'm down with that.
The United States Mint will team up with the Royal Mint this year to create a 2-coin limited edition set marking the 400th anniversary of the voyage of the Mayflower.
What are your bets on if the U.S. coin is going to have some sort of special finish that you can only get in this set?
Okay, I don't know about special finish as much as my guess is that there will be something specific about this coin to this set. So yes, the only place you're going to be able to get this coin is that. I don't know if it's going to be finish.
That seems to be their one-trick pony trick lately.
Well, no, mint mark. They do special mint marks.
I guess
that's always been their thing. They've kind of ventured into the finish at times, and I think that they actually get more audience when they go to finish.
Yeah, sure.
But look, this one, it just so okay. So there's going to be a 24-karat gold set that includes a quarter-ounce proof gold. And a quarter-ounce proof, so it's a quarter-ounce proof gold U.S. coin and a quarter-ounce proof gold 25-pound coin.
Okay.
From you. There's also going to be a silver coin set, which features a proof silver 2-pound coin and a 999 fine U.S. Mint metal. So, my assumption here on this is that the Mint is trying to use a mirror strategy to the Pride of Two Nations sets from Canada. But if they don't put a special collector coin in either set, I think that it's going to miss the mark and wind up being just an also ran and a regular commem and may sell better in UK than it does here.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's interesting. It's going to be expensive.
Here's the thing. I think that the silver set has the potential to be a real loser. And it's because it's going to be a 999 mint metal. Yeah. They've made some really cool 999 mint metals that people have just kind of looked at and said, yeah, whatever.
Right.
So that makes you focus on the 2-coin gold set. It's 2 quarter-ounce coins.
The British coin has Her Majesty on it.
Yes, and Her Majesty.
Her Majesty.
You've been using that voice all week.
Oh boy, all day. It's been a good one. It's got a lot of miles.
So here's that thing though about price is that so you have 2 quarter-ounce gold coins that they're roughly going to charge people half-ounce gold price.
Well, they should. Oh no, I meant yes. I got you.
Yeah, so they're going to charge double meld.
Do they have a price point on it yet? I don't see it.
Oh, no. It's just in the announcement stage.
Well, they have the coin designs. I mean, they're obviously moving right along.
Yeah.
So,
but with metals, and particularly in the metals market today, there's no way they're going to set a price point right now.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's a good point.
Showing until what is it, November?
I don't know. I don't remember when you said they were going to try to release this. So
I think it said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's.
Well, it's going to be this year. It's 2020 dated coin. So
so they're running out of 2020 to do it in.
That's right. Yeah. I felt a chill in the air this week. I don't like it. Don't like it.
Fall is a 4-letter word.
Yeah, we're into the months and all that end in burr now.
Oh, I never thought about that. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. I don't care who you are. And finally in the news, kudos to Ross McDarmond and his Royal Australian Mint for creating the world's first coin designed to be donated, literally.
What?
The design opposite Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II on this coin features the legend donation dollar. Give to help others, and the center features a ripple design like that of water, on a lake or a pond. It suggests that the impact that our actions have on others through the ripples.
Huh. Interesting.
75% of Australians surveyed said they would donate one if they found it in their change.
Huh, that's kind of cool. I mean, it's it's an interesting process, but I mean, it's an interesting idea, but I can't say I've ever quite seen it before.
It's never been done before. I think it's just kind of a novel concept. That look, 2020 has knocked a lot of people on their
keister, yeah.
So that said, this is going to be a reminder for people that have money, that they should give back and they should do what they can.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, you ready to get to this interview, buddy?
No, wait.
Oh, we have a sponsor. I forgot. Sorry, sponsor.
They get upset.
I know.
That was the news, and it was brought to you by Buttons. Buttons better than zippers because you've never pinched yourself in a buttonhole, have you? How do you like buttons now? I'm selling it, dude.
You're killing it tonight. All right.
You're listening to the Coin Show Podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman.
And we are joined tonight by a very special guest on the Coin Show Podcast. He is the owner of Golden Coin Exchange in Marietta, Georgia, president of Roundtable Trading, a life member of the ANA, as well as a member of the Board of Governors, and just a generally nice guy. Would you please welcome Rob Oberth? Give him a big Coin Show welcome.
Woohoo! Hey.
Hey, thanks. That was an impressive, I am pumped. That was an impressive intro.
Thanks. Okay,
yeah,
so
he's also kind of a jerk, just FYI.
Not me. Yeah. Anyway, so Rob, what is going on right now at the ANA? It's there's been a lot of stuff going on with COVID and a lot of things being canceled everywhere. So, what is the ANA doing? How are they stepping into the void?
Oh, that's broad. There's a lot going on at the ANA. We are just absolutely covered up. Obviously, I came on a little bit later than everybody was inducted at the last ANA show, and I came on in about March. And since that's about when COVID hit, so
good timing.
Yeah, well, I definitely jumped into it just in time to stay busy, I will say. So, a lot going on. We've been trying to figure out the ANA show all summer and figuring out ways to make it work and closely monitoring everything. And so that, and obviously Summer Seminar got canceled for this summer. So we launched the e-learning program. That's been a lot of fun. We're working on a lot of different projects, actually. Steve has put together, a dozen committees at least, and I'm the head of one of the committees, which is the IT committee, and I'm also a member of a couple other committees, the membership committee, and we've been working on a lot. So our main goals are to grow our membership, to adapt to this new environment we're in. And I think we've been doing that. I think there's a lot of things we've been working on that are going to be very good for our hobby and very good for the ANA. I think it's definitely a rebuilding phase, I would say, and I think we're heading in a good direction right now.
Well, I have to agree with that from the standpoint of you guys are bringing a lot more technology over the last 5 years and really kind of you've upgraded the website. Now you're starting to do things like the e-learning program. I can speak from experience. I took a couple of the classes. They are excellent, and I really couldn't make it out to Colorado Springs, so I thought the opportunity was really fabulous.
I've also noticed that they've been kind of embracing social media a little more too over the last 6 or 8 months.
Yeah, so the team that we have working on the e-learning program and the social media program are absolutely killing it. I mean, they're taking something that was essentially just an idea and turning it into something actually very tangible and very productive and valuable to the community and to the ANA. So I'm super impressed with the whole team over there and what they're doing. And I think we got a long way to go. So the summer seminar launch was sort of a test pilot to see what we can do, and it went off very well. I took all the courses that week, and it looks like we're doing courses pretty much nonstop throughout the year now. And the long-term goal is to slowly we're going to record all of the courses. We're going to post them all online, and then long-term we'd like to begin consolidating those courses. As we produce more and more and more of them, we would like to start consolidating them into something a little more comprehensive. So, and that's in the works. So it's we're just talking about it right now, building a plan, and we'll see where that goes. Should be exciting.
Cool.
Yeah, because I think that the biggest area of growth for the ANA has to be technology. It really does have to be that. You've got the show aspect, you've nailed it. The museum aspect, nailed it. You offer courses and education. They're all fantastic. So, how do you grow the membership? Well, when I was kind of looking at that problem a couple of years ago, because, my friend Jake was the marketing director there, and he's always trying to grow the membership. And we were always just kind of thinking about that. And I thought that, technology was the one area that the ANA could really grow into and could really take advantage of and become, a place where people go, on the internet as well as in person to search out knowledge and to do that kind of, do anything numismatic.
Well, certainly education should be our number one goal. That's sort of what we're about. We're about education and growing the hobby. And, there's really no replacing summer seminar or the courses that we do at the shows. There's never going to be any replacement for those. What we hope to do with the e-learning is to offer, to kind of open up our education to more people. And the more people that get involved and get engaged, the more collectors we have, the more dealers we have, and the more people will be interested in attending the courses in Colorado. So, you can learn quite a bit online, and I think we've shown that. You can learn, I don't know what the percentage is. If you want to learn grading 101, whether you can learn 10% or 15 or 20% of what you can learn in hand in Colorado, it's something. It's a good start. So I think that once things turn around and we can start offering in-person courses again, I think we're going to see a rather large increase in attendance. One reason being that the demand is booming sort of for education, and the second being that we've got a lot more. I think the classes are going to be larger when we go out there, when we finally launch summer seminar again. And I think that's a good thing for everybody.
Well, I will tell you that I've never experienced a summer seminar, but I do know from people that have that the in-person experience is second to none. You will not learn more anywhere else or doing anything else. And obviously you can't get the full experience online, but even just some exposure to the correct information and some exposure to the correct terminology and how it actually integrates to what you're doing online, that translates really well. And I think that is a definite purpose. That's something that you can go forward and just the brand exposure itself will bring more people.
Yep, exactly. Brand exposure for the ANA is absolutely what we're after. The instructors that teach these courses, they are, they're legends in the industry. They all specialize in different things, and just that we have access to the people that are willing to teach these courses is priceless. And you're right. There's nothing replacing putting a coin in your hand. You can grade a coin to some extent online, and you can identify counterfeits to some extent online, but you cannot possibly cover all the bases. You can't even come close to covering all the bases without having the coins in your hand. Even having coins in your hand, like I run a shop and I see, coins all the time that I think this might be counterfeit. I think it might be. I'll post it on one of the the groups like the dark side and say, hey, what do you guys think about this? And even then, like professionals that have been in the industry forever and have seen everything, they said, well, I think it's pretty good, 90% good, but there's just no way to know without having it in hand.
Right. Yeah, I deal with that every day as well, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Well, let's switch gears a little bit. You want to, Mike? I know that Rob.
Well, I have actually a good transition for it because he was talking about the groups, like the dark side, right? So one of the things that I've noticed about the internet and the way it really affects the coin world is that the connections that you make, right? You have access through all the different social media platforms, but you've got access to a lot of different people. And so there are a bunch of groups out there, but Rob, you started a group of groups, and you want to give our listeners a little input on what you're doing?
Yeah. So a little background on me, and there's a reason I'm doing this. So I run a coin shop in Georgia, Marietta, and I started in 2006. And from 2006 until 2017, I was sort of isolated. I was pretty much kind of doing my own thing, buying coins over the counter, selling them on eBay, selling them local, and I thought I was doing pretty good. I thought I had it going on. Never did the shows, never did anything like that, and then I started the group called Coin Dealers Helping Coin Dealers in early 2017, and it blew my mind because I ended up being the perfect candidate for having access to such a group. It really blew the doors off my business. It turned what I thought was a pretty good operation into it's becoming a national operation because I have access and knowledge that I never had before, and access to pricing that I never had before. And so we've got about 800 members in this group. And in that particular group, they are all professionals, and they're not all coin dealers. We have publishers, we have, grading company representatives, auction company representatives, insurance companies, all these different peripheral sort of companies that sort of help support the dealing and the collecting of coins. And, then we've got a couple other groups. We've got some retail groups, Virtual Coin Show and the Vault. And then we got a bullion group, and then of course the dark side, which Jack was kind enough to bring us into that group. That's a group that existed, before we were a part of it. And Matt is a admin there, and and they were gracious enough to let us be a part of that. And in that particular group, it is designed to help share counterfeit coins and what to look for and how to identify them. And that group alone is tremendously valuable.
Yes, very much so. I agree. But yeah, I mean, the thing that I really like about Roundtable and I'm speaking as somebody who kind of helps out with this whole endeavor. I think that what it really helped me to do as somebody that was kind of connected was to even reach even more people that I never dealt with before, even though, we were doing the show circuit. We had a lot of local connections. I met a lot of people there that you go to a coin show and there's 800 tables. You can't possibly meet everybody there and shake hands with everybody there and make those contacts in a show or 5 shows. So it really was the facilitation of getting people together that I just didn't know that helped us out. So,
and having a much more consistent and daily contact with them.
Yes, correct, exactly.
Yeah, it really built a community. I mean, there was a community always, but it really brought us in a lot closer together. We become truly friends. I mean, there's people that I was interacting with on there for a year or 18 months, and I finally get to meet them at a show, and you're like, hey, you give them a big hug, your boys, your buddies, you become friends through online. I think I gave Matt Dinger a hug, and the first time I met him, he thought that was a little weird.
No, I didn't think it was weird at all. I offered him.
Yeah, you said that. No, you said that's really weird, man. Why are you talking? No, but it is a lot of fun, and it really is. It really is a 24-hour coin show. I mean, there's coins trading on there at 2 a.m. on a Sunday, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really is like a coin show that never stops. It goes on all the time, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and to your point, Matt, I've been to these shows, 2 dozen, 3 dozen shows or whatever it is since I've been doing this thing, having never gone to a show before that. But I'll be talking to a dealer who's a known dealer, and I'm not going to name names, but I know this guy's been in the business for 40 years. And and he shows me a coin and say, hey, what do you think? Anybody who would look at this coin? I say, oh, go talk to so-and-so over there, another known dealer that's been on the show for 40 years. And who's that? I've never heard of him. I don't know who that is. Well, you've been on the same floor for 40 years and you don't know who this person is. And so we connect dealers in a way that's never been done. So that's fun.
Yeah, it really is. I agree.
Yeah, it makes for a great resource as far as being able to find things. If I ever need something for one of my customers, you go in search of, and it is amazing what you can come up with. Or honestly, I was amazed at the variety of stuff that was traded on CDHCD and on Virtual Coin Show. I thought that they were just really cool.
Yeah, we see a lot of really cool one-off items. I think some of the auctions. Some of the no reserve auctions that went, I think the record we broke was like 130,000 for I think it was a 95 Morgan. I mean, we have auctions in there that bring 5 or 6 figures, and people are not afraid to post them at no reserve. And that's a lot of fun to see really cool coins pop up. Another thing is the pricing. I find value personally in the pricing as a shop guy, pricing and watching the premiums change on, you forget numismatics. You can look up a generic 64 Morgan and see what the prices are at any given time. But watching the constant change in the premiums on bullion over the past, few weeks, you watch it go from, or gold, you watch Silver Eagles go from 325 over spot to 650 over spot, back down to 450 over spot in a matter of 2 weeks. So being able to see those prices react like that in real time is pretty cool as well.
Yep, exactly. That's another great another reason why I love it, because it helps save me money. It helps me not make as many mistakes, because everybody makes mistakes. But if you have that information at your fingertips, it's very useful. So I definitely know that we appreciate it.
The other thing about big networks and groups of big people is that, you're going to get a lot of different points of view, and you're going to get a lot of different sets of knowledge. So, I mean, it's almost impossible to find something that somebody doesn't know about.
Right.
Yeah, as long as the right person sees it at the right time. I mean, we have coins on there that pop up back to the counterfeits. You have a coin pop up there that somebody say, hey, is this real? And you've got 5 or 10 different opinions on it.
Yes.
And there was a coin like that, a pretty, pretty well-known coin, pretty high-profile coin popped up there one time, and people were pretty confident that it was good. And that coin ended up being sent to me just as a check. And, by the time I had it in my hand, I was like, yeah, it's no good. It's one of those examples of you can't see everything online and expect to know exactly what you're looking at without having it in hand.
Yeah, that's true too, and that's why having the group of professionals there is the important part, because everybody understands that, and it's business. And if I buy something from somebody and it's not what I thought it was, I usually have the option to to send it back, especially in cases like that. So it's definitely very well run, and that's a tribute to you. And I really enjoy it. I know it's kind of a dealer oriented thing, so the general public probably won't know a lot of what we're talking about. But it's just another tool in my toolbox that I use all the time. So I love it.
Go ahead, Rob.
Oh, I was going to say, well, yeah, the virtual coin show is also it's sort of
that's true.
It's sort of a similar group. There's a lot of really cool coins and really cool stuff going through there, and it's actually become sort of sort of a training ground for CDHCD. I can't tell you I really can't tell you how many people we've recruited from that group.
Right.
That show their level of professionalism and show that they're active in the network and have become full-time coin dealers through our network.
Yep, that's
through our multiple networks. I mean, there's dozens, dozens of members that have been recruited from that group.
And the retail groups are on Facebook. If you guys are interested in trying to find them, you search for the Virtual Coin Show on Facebook or the Vault, which is the other one that we use. And that's kind of the retail side of Roundtable, basically where a lot of the Roundtable dealers offer their stuff at a retail price.
I will tell you that if you search Facebook for Roundtable, the Roundtable groups will almost all come up.
Or that too. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So it's an easier way to search it. So Rob, what are some of the things that you might have in the works with Roundtable? What are some of the new things that you're branching into?
Well, obviously we've got our second annual CoinX show coming up in November, and we're hoping that goes off. That's going to be a lot of fun. We are working on a public-facing website that's going to give access to a dealer directory and pricing information and different things that I think collectors will find valuable, because one of the things that we do in Roundtable, besides having a trading network, is that we vet to a high level dealers in America. So we've got hundreds and hundreds of dealers that I think once we launch this directory, that we think the collector side will find extremely valuable, because you can find somebody in your area. If you're in Indianapolis, you're going to see Lost Dutchman in there. And if you're in Atlanta, you're going to see 3, 4, 5 dealers in there in your area. And if you're in any major metro area, you're going to find a dealer near you. Even in, Wyoming and Nebraska and, several in St. Louis. So, I think that's going to be extremely valuable, because you do want to find, if you're looking to sell coins, you want to, and you don't want to sell them online or just have too many and you can't, then you're going to want to find somebody that's trusted. And I think that what we're doing there is providing that for the community. We're providing a list of dealers that I put my stamp on and I trust, and I'd be happy to refer anybody to any of these dealers. So that's one thing we're working on. What else? I think that's about it, because I think. Go ahead.
Kind of like a CAC of dealers.
Yeah. I mean, I'll put my stickers on. In fact, if you go to a lot of the shows, if the dealers would actually bring their banners, which I handed out to all of our dealers, you would know who's a Roundtable dealer and who's not, because I really think it's valuable to know who you're dealing with. And being a Roundtable dealer, I noticed that if you're wearing a badge at the show, or if you've got your Roundtable shirt on, it breaks the ice at the show and it makes you more money. I really think it does make you more money for sure, and it gives a level of confidence, because we don't, and Matt knows this. He's an admin at Coin Dealers Helping Coin Dealers, and he knows what goes on. He knows how the sausage is made. Let's say he knows that that we just don't goof around. We don't play around. We hold our dealers to a standard, and for the most part, they hold themselves to that standard, and that's why we choose to let people in, because they're trusted already, and they're held to a higher level of trust, and we respect all of them, and we love all of them, and it really is just a great community.
I agree.
Yeah, it's a community that I am relatively new to, and I have to say I've been made to feel very welcome.
Well, that's because you're Mike, and that's just what happens.
They don't know me from Adam.
Everyone loves Mike.
That's right.
They
See? Thanks,
Evan. That's the way I should say it. They don't know me from Evan. Okay, so I mean, it sounds like Roundtable is definitely something that anybody can check out, whether you're a dealer or a collector. We definitely want to promote membership at the ANA. If somebody wants, I know for a long time we were giving out free memberships. Do you guys have a program or anything going on like that right now?
Yeah, so actually, I want to talk about that. So we ran a really cool program earlier this spring, and we gained over 3,000 new members.
Wow.
I can't speak directly to what the membership committee is doing for the next promotion, but yes, that's one of our main goals, is to grow our membership and really help promote the hobby and grow the hobby even more. And I think we're doing that. We will when we launch our next program, you'll definitely hear about it. It'll be a lot of fun.
Well, we'll have to have you on to talk about it for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
The one thing about the ANA that I love is that, in a lot of other businesses, there are trade associations that go along with that. The ANA is not a trade association. The ANA is really collector based. It's an educational organization, and it is probably the best thing going for the hobby right now.
It is probably the best thing that ever happened to the hobby. Honestly, it's an organization that was founded for the purpose of growing the hobby and educating our members, and that's exactly what we do.
Yeah, and you get great
it's really fun
to membership.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell people this: it's whatever the membership is, whether you want to do a life membership or a yearly membership, the value that you gain is tremendous, and the magazine, the Numismatist alone, is worth it. So the subscription that you get just for the Numismatist pays for everything, and I love it. And I read that front to back every time I get it, and it's a valuable publication for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely the best publication in numismatist in numismatics. Period.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, I hope that people do check out the e-learning program. They run nonstop. You can check those out on money.org. And, we're hoping that summer seminar goes off next year, and then we hope we have plenty of members come out and check it out, because that's one of those things where you can't really understand the value of it until you're there. The networking, people always talk about the networking side of summer seminar, because you go out there and you can attend the classes and you learn a lot at the classes, but the networking alone is absolutely tremendously valuable. And if more members, and also the shows in general, if you can get out to a show, go to the show. You will not be disappointed. It's one of the best things you can do. People talk about, the shows and whether they need the shows because they have eBay and they can go online and buy and sell coins. There's a lot more to coin collecting and dealing than just buying and selling coins. I have found myself that the networking has really, like I said earlier, blown the doors off my business. Meeting people and learning about coins in person, you just can't beat it. And that's why the shows are. That's why we always need shows. People talk about we don't need shows. We need the shows bad, for sure.
I agree. Now that we don't have them, I really miss them.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. I'm going to Dalton next week, so I'm excited about that. I haven't been to a show since the Atlanta show, the ANA show in Atlanta. So
yeah,
I'm excited to get out there and get in the mix again.
Yeah, you get to make a lot of friends with the networks, and meet a lot of people that have very common interests with you. And let's face it, coin people on the whole are really honest, and they're really good people.
Oh, it's a great community. It's such a small community too, because when you go to these shows, there's nobody. You hear about these people, these legends in the industry, and you read their books and you see their names on these publications, and you see them at the shows. They're all at the shows. You can shake their hands. You can talk to them. They'll give you time. There's really nobody in the industry that you can't just go to a major show, the Fun Show, the ANA show, Baltimore, and they're all there. All the guys, they're all there, and you can meet all of them. So it's really a lot of fun.
99.8% of them are all very approachable and willing to take the time right then, right there. They're very cool.
100% agreed.
Yeah. So, Rob, we really appreciate you coming on. And one thing we would like to ask you is that when things do change, when the plans start rolling at the ANA for in-person stuff, that you will come back here and you will tell us about it.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, just whenever you guys want to invite me back on, I'd love to come on.
Rob Oberth, governor, ANA governor, and owner of
the Golden Coin Exchange, Marietta, Georgia.
Marietta, Georgia. Thanks for being our guest.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks,
right.
Mike. Appreciate you guys very much.
All right. Thanks, Rob. We'll see you.
All right. Talk to you later.
You're listening to the Coin Show podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman.
It was a lot of fun having Rob on and talking to him about stuff.
It was. It really was. I agree.
Yes. So now it's time for listener questions.
Oh, yeah. This is another one of my favorite parts of the show.
Absolutely.
I have like 4, and it's pretty much everything we do. So,
yeah. So I want to send a good shout out to Scott Barman. He was very generous. I talked about I hinted at wanting a new Mega Red.
Yeah.
And he emailed me and he said, Mike, if you want a Mega Red, I have a 4th edition. If you want it, I'll send it to you. And I'm like, very generous, very kind. I was actually hinting to Dennis that I need the new 5th edition because it's coming out.
You're such a book snob. Gosh.
Not a snob. I have a 4th edition already. I'm assembling the entire set.
Well, you get logged into the email. I'm going to pull up the live stream chat here, and we are going to rattle off some listener questions.
I've got a couple of questions for us to start. So,
go for it.
Evan Griffith writes to us, hey, guys, I'm forwarding this for 2 reasons. I think maybe you didn't see it before episode 168.
I thought we did this one already.
And I realized, did we?
The one with the Call of Duty and the Comstock? And
yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah, look at you.
69, and it's not.
That's right. See?
Yeah.
I'll keep you honest, buddy.
You should. Well, no, he wrote back to us, though, and he said, hey, guys, I'm an avid listener of the show and emailed before and heard personal response. A general idea on how to mitigate overhead and start selling with little to no cost.
eBay. eBay. That's easy.
Yeah. Well, I think that's pretty sound. It's like, I think that more people could sell coins now than ever before because you generally don't need a license. You don't really need any knowledge either. You just have to, have stuff and want to sell it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can literally get started selling coins on eBay for the price of some bubble mailers and, the gas it takes you to drive to the post office.
Yeah.
and a camera phone. I mean, that's you could sell stuff on eBay with that. So,
and we got an email from Isaiah.
Okay.
And Isaiah's 15 years old. He says, as a 15-year-old, I don't have a huge budget to spend on U.S. coins. I'm assembling a typeset, and I've hit a point where the coins I have left cost more than I'm ready to spend right now.
Yep, that happened.
No coins that have been cleaned cost less, much less. In some cases, still look pretty nice. I was wondering if later I would regret buying coins like that. Should I wait until I have a larger income to buy unclean coins? Thanks. I love the show. Keep it up, Isaiah. Thank you so much for taking an interest, Isaiah. We love the fact that you interact.
Yes. I mean, I guess my answer to that, you might have a different answer, Mike. It's really a personal preference there. If you can live with a coin that's been cleaned, knowing that it's been cleaned, and you want to fill that hole in your set, go for it. Personally, though, I would rather, if I was spending my hard-earned money on things, to wait for a nicer coin. But that's just me. If you want to, if you can live with it, go for it. It's just a matter of personal preference. I mean, that's all there is to that one.
Absolutely. And my thought on it is this, that problem coins are always going to be problem coins.
Right.
They're a problem when you buy them. They're a problem to get rid of. I would really recommend that. I don't think that you should, quit buying coins. I think that it's just going to be longer between purchases. And I think that now you're going to have to be very judicious about what you spend, because the opportunistic buying part of it is pretty much done. Now you have to search out, the harder stuff. And so you should be really judicious about it, really study what you're looking for, and go out and find something that is as good a value to you as you can find for that coin. And it's just going to take you longer to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I've got some here from...
That'll get you through to the time when you actually do have more disposable income.
Right. I do have some questions here. They're firing them off rapid fire here.
Sweet.
I saw one come by earlier that I wanted to get, though. Nicholas Hutzel asked, are there any thoughts on the American 2020 1-ounce palladium uncirculated coin? 10K mintage with one per household seems like it might be the only U.S. mint offering this year with a very quick sellout. I'm going to defer to you on that one, Mike.
You know what I like about the palladium coins?
What's that? They're made of palladium?
No, I'm not even talking about the value, although that's kind of nice too.
Right.
The thing about the palladium coins is that in the 3 years that they've done these coins, they've done them in 3 different finishes.
That's true. Yeah.
So I just really like that. I thought that was cool. I wonder where they're going next with it. I don't know if Americans really want a palladium coin. I think they wanted the Mercury dime design.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they necessarily want a palladium coin.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Let's see here. He says, here's one says, I'm 19 and wanting some sort of side gig between school and work, hopefully dealing with coins. Is there anything that you would suggest that I could do? Well, again, buying stuff locally and selling it on eBay. I know I sound like an eBay advertisement tonight, but if you're just getting started, that's how I got started selling coins. I was 16 years old, selling coins out of my mom and dad's house, and that's what I used to pay for my first car. I went to local coin shops. I spent my time, learning everything I could learn, and I was able to go to my local coin shops and buy stuff from them and turn it on eBay and make money just because, these guys didn't know necessarily what they were doing or didn't care to learn what they had. So I was able to use my knowledge and, and make money that way. So that's my first. That would be my advice: study, and then go out there and try to knock some stuff out and make money on eBay.
I think that's sound advice. I think that one of the things that I've learned is kind of a constant in the coin business. Coin businesses are generally family businesses.
For sure.
And unless you find a way to get into a family, you really generally won't talk your way into a store.
Yeah, we have people that work for us that aren't family.
But are those people older people?
We've had both. No, we've got a young guy that works for us.
Okay.
His dad works for us.
It would depend on the shop, because I know that, our shop is really big, and we do have somebody that, started out as male and, packing stuff and doing this and doing that has progressed.
I thought you were going a completely different direction with that one. Sorry.
No, that has progressed into, knowing something about coins and,
I didn't hear.
And dealing with customers and stuff like that over the counter. So, that's a long progression from somebody that knows nothing about coins.
Right.
But I just don't see many ways that happens. I think that a lot of times the people that go to work in coin shops have already quite a bit of either experience or experience dealing with that dealer.
Yeah. That's make friends with the dealer. I would not at first let them know that, hey, I really want a job, but I would just make friends, show them that you're knowledgeable, and just be that thought that pops into the back of their head when they think, oh yeah, we could really use somebody. Who do we need to talk to? Be that guy. Be that thought that, you're like, oh, that one guy that comes in, his name, I can't remember his name, but next time he comes in, maybe we should say something to him. So that's how you get the job at the coin shop. Secret right there. Don't tell anybody I told you that one. Let's see here. You got any more in the email?
I do not,
Okay.
because one of the ones that I thought I had were old.
They're still flying in here. Let's see here. Coolest thing we've ever had to come into our shops, not this week, but all time. Wow. It's a tough question.
For me, that's easy.
Go for it.
Because it's only been, what, 5 months?
Yeah. I have to think about almost 20 years now I've been doing this.
1892 proof set.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Finest known dollar, finest known dime. It's a no-brainer.
We had an 1870 proof set come in one time in a cigar box just bouncing around.
Which one? An 1870?
1870 complete proof set was just in a cigar box with a bunch of other coins. I opened it and I was like, what? What is this? I saw the dollar on top and I picked it up. I was like, oh, that's a freaking proof. And then I looked down, there's the rest of them. It was like,
Was it all
God, these coins are... What's that?
Did it have like all kinds of hairlines and stuff like that all over it?
Oh, of course they did. Everything graded above 60, but nothing graded any higher than 63. So
That hurt.
yeah, it was bad. But that was one of those like I might have made a little duty moments when I opened that box. Let's see. I would like.
I will tell you that my coolest thing this week is mighty cool.
It's okay.
Ranks up there. Yeah, well, okay. It's okay.
All
Let's see what you bring this week.
It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. You know, we'll get there. Just save it. Save it.
Smack.
Gosh.
Where are you finding these questions?
I'm getting them through the live stream. People that are watching us stream right now are just rattling them off. Here's another one here. It says, I would like some advice for my next treasure hunt. Choice 1, a pre-1933 gold coin. I want the coin to be close to current spot, but close to the premium over spot to the latest run-up of gold. For example, maybe the coin can be purchased for $2,200 today. It could also have been purchased for $2,200 in 2018. Okay. Number 2, a couple of nice AU Barber Esmond halves as I work to continue building the set that I'm building. Well, advice on those two choices. So a pre-33 gold coin that is worth today about the same that it was worth back in 2018. Or nice AU Barber Esmond halves to continue the set.
Well, I think in looking for the coin, the gold coin that is worth the same as it was 2 years ago, you're kind of looking for a unicorn. That's not an average thing. I think that most of the gold coins, most of the collector gold coins, have enjoyed at least a small push.
A little bit, yeah.
At least a small one. So
I mean, but like
$200 bubble, I think is really tight.
Yeah, like $20 gold pieces in 4 and 5 have not done a whole heck of a lot since the run up of gold. You might look there, but I actually, if it was me, I would stick with number 2. I think right now is a decent time to buy coins like AU Esmond Barber halves for your set. I think in the long run you'll be happier finishing that set than you will having a coin that you bought at a somewhat decent deal. That's my advice. I would go with the Barber halves, but that's just me.
I agree with the overall advice because of the whole Barber half thing. However, I will say that buying coins right now, coins are kind of enjoying a little bit of a revival, and the sales are up, which means the prices are going up.
Yeah.
So, it's a seller's market right now.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Any error coins found in circulation worth searching for? Not really. You would be better off looking for like W mint quarters from mint boxes in circulation. That's going to be where you find anything of value these days in change. Or maybe searching roll searching for silver, with people dumping lots of change back in, thinking that they're helping out. They might be dumping silver and they don't know it. So that'll go back to the bank, get re-rolled, and you might be able to find it.
Yeah, I think that searching cents right now might be productive.
Yeah, maybe.
In particular, might be productive. Maybe nickels.
Yep.
Things that people aren't generally looking at and looking for.
Steve Pacific. Is that Pacifico? I love that name. Where do you see spot prices going, up or down?
Yes.
I think in all honesty, I think from now until election time, it's going to remain kind of flat. And then depending on what happens in the election, that will influence what gold and silver does. I don't see any big moves between now and the 4th of November.
Side step.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows, right? But I thought that somebody in my shop, somebody who works in my shop, I thought gave some really smart advice. He was talking about the fact that if somebody came in right now and had 50 grand in gold, or had 50 grand and wanted to buy metal, and, it was like, would you push them into gold? And with gold being right at its all-time high, I mean, it's right near it. It's not really right at it, but it's within $100 of its all-time high. I don't know if there's room, for you to make a lot of money in gold right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, it's one of those things where it's like, so then do you look at silver? Well, here's the problem with silver. When the economy really tanks, which is what everybody wants for their silver to go up, the people that do the silver and gold contracts dump silver in order to sell and make their margins on gold. So silver usually tanks.
The sleeper right now, buddy? You ready?
Palladium?
Wow, did we just say it at the same time? It's either platinum or palladium, one of the two. Those are the industrial metals. If the economy does come roaring back, you'll see those metals move. Especially, years ago we had this flip-flop between platinum and palladium. Platinum used to be much higher, and palladium was the $400 or $500 an ounce type thing. And so all these industries saw this, and they saw palladium, and they thought, it kind of does the same thing. I think we can use it. And they started using palladium for things that they used to use platinum for. So the price of palladium runs up, and the price of platinum comes down. Well, eventually, I think it might happen that these companies say, man, this palladium's so darn expensive. Let's go back to using platinum again. And then they flip back, and I think that may happen. It's just something interesting that it's plausible and possible, and we'll see what happens. So your sleeper might be platinum.
I agree 100%. I actually said palladium was.
I did too.
You're going to, but yes, platinum I think is your sleeper. I also think that so look, we know that the reason why they both went up was because they went from using one to using other in the industry, right? They had to retool to do it. So it's not something you can readily switch back and forth with. We've established that. Right. But I still think that as they see that within this market, they're going to kind of figure out a way to use both.
Possibly.
And as they do that, I think the two of them will equalize, which means the platinum will have to come up to meet palladium.
Yeah. Yep. All right, dude. Well, I think that's it on my side. You ready to rock this? You ready to get your butt kicked? I mean, in this coolest thing.
You're not going to touch this. I've got the best, coolest thing this week.
You've been listening to the Coin Show podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nottleman. The boys will be back.
What the heck did I hit?
I was like, what are you talking about? We're not bailing yet.
That's the wrong one. I didn't load the right one. All right, anyways. I'm winning, by the way. But you can start, or do you want me to start? I don't care.
You know what, dude? You go ahead. Go ahead. Show me what you got.
I'm going to bring it. All right. I had some other coins I thought might make the coolest thing, but they didn't get graded in time. So I'm going to show you this. This is a coin we actually bought out of a dealer's junk box, so it didn't technically walk in the door, but it will walk in the door once it's back from the grading company. We bought a 1921 Chinese 50 cash from the Honan province that is a full reverse brockage. Now, Mike, do you know what a brockage is?
Okay, so the brockage is no. Go ahead.
Okay, a brockage is basically happens when a coin is stuck in the coining chamber, becomes struck, and then another blank slides in on top of it and then gets struck with the dies. So you have one side that is normally die struck, and then the other side has an impression from the coin that was stuck in the machine. And that's what you see on this particular coin.
That is a really cool coin. I have to say, I've seen it in pictures this week, and okay, it's marginally acceptable.
Get out of the city. Get out of the city.
I need to figure out where the picture is for mine. I can't remember where I put it.
Oh, well, I have it here.
I know you do. So why don't you put it up there?
Okay, well, this is Mike's coin. That's not nearly as cool, by the way.
Yeah, right, whatever. Let's see.
Well, while we're waiting here on Mike to remember his coolest thing that's going to beat mine, he can't even remember it, guys. Come on. You got to vote for mine. Jeez.
This really sucks. It's like I got to figure out where.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to do it for you. You ready?
Thank you.
Mike brings us an 1825 cap bus quarter.
Large size
cap bus quarter. It's a pretty coin. Looks like it's probably AU-ish, AU grade, I would guess, depending on how flashy that luster is, 55-ish. I don't know if it's certified or not. I cannot tell. But it looks like a nice coin.
Oh, this is a freaking train wreck is what this is. Yeah, no, it's a coin that came in this week. I believe it is out for grading. It is a large size cap bus 25 or cap bus quarter, and it is just an absolutely astounding condition.
It's a nice coin. Looks nice. You can see the luster hiding in the United and also in the stars on the obverse. You know, it does have the luster break that you see with a little bit of wear, especially atop of the wing there. On the reverse, you can see the wear, so it won't go mint state. But it definitely is a wholesome coin that does not look like it's been messed with, which is always good because a lot of those early coins have been messed with. I like it.
Press coin.
Yeah.
And they have a screw press coin that has this kind of needle sharp strike that has this type of detail in it, and it's an even color. It's just unusually high strike quality for this age of coin.
Yeah, it is. I like the coin. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a very nice example. It's problem free. It'll be choice for whatever grade it gets because it's just a choice coin. So
absolutely.
But I suspect it's going to come back in the mid AUs. But I love it. So
yeah. Now, is your brockage cool? Absolutely. You know, it's like it's educational in the fact that we learn, what a brockage is. That it's the coin that's struck on top of the chamber.
The coin that gets stuck in the coining chamber. Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's the one that's on top, right?
Yes.
There's one that's in the coining chamber.
There's one that's stuck, and there's one that slides in on top, ready to be made, and it finds that there's another coin in the way, but still gets struck. So.
Yep.
But you know what, Mike? I'm just going to concede this one. I think your coin's cooler than mine.
Yeah.
Are you over there? What are you doing? Are you over there shaking your fist in the air or something? I hear you making all sorts. I hear you. Yeah.
Choking, actually. I'm sorry. I was like.
All right. Well, gang, that is 170. I think we wrapped her up. You got anything else?
Going pretty good. Now, I will tell you this, that we got some feedback from people that still they wish that our audio level was a little bit more matched.
I'm working on it.
It's one of those things that we're gonna work on it. I'm gonna kind of try some things because I think it's me being just loud.
Yeah. If you guys have never met Mike in person, he has a set of pipes on him, and I think he just kind of scream talks.
My voice carries.
It is very resonant. If I ever get lost in the woods, I need you out there looking for me because I will hear that set of pipes miles away.
The foghorn outside.
Well, can you believe that 170's in the book? We got to start thinking about 200, buddy. It's coming fast.
We're going to have to do something special. A celebration or something like that?
Fireworks show? Well, that would be real hard to do, like on the live stream.
Right. We could do that. I will tell you that I have some sounds coming.
You do?
Oh yes, we are going to have so much fun.
I think this is more of a you are going to have.
Sad trombone. I've got a few other things working for you, but you've got the one key. I've got to go back and pull because you've got my absolute favorite drop of all time.
Carlton.
That's the one. Oh, you know what I forgot to do?
What's
I
that?
forgot to for our mail today.
Oh, yeah, reaching in there, reaching the box.
Check
Pushing
it out.
it back. Yeah, I like it. All right, buddy. Well, that's it. Let's go. Thank you, everybody that stuck with us tonight on the live stream.
Our new live stream time. We're going to start coming to you on Saturdays on the Coin Show podcast. And are we going to move the Not the Coin Show podcast too?
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
We'll have to see what happens.
I haven't thought about it yet.
Not the Coin Show.
Yeah. So we appreciate you guys. Anybody you need to say thanks to before we go? Or I'm just going to hit a button and we're going to get out of here.
Of course I do. I want to say thank you to all the people that wrote to us, that hung out with us, all the people that inspired us or in some other way affected this podcast. Thank you to everybody who listened, because without you, this entire endeavor is pointless. Thanks to Barry, thanks to Justin, and thanks to Ernesto for all the work that they do behind the scenes. And I don't know. Thanks to Rob Oberth for being our guest this week. Absolutely a pleasure to have him get us in on the on what's going on at the ANA.
Something different about you.
Yeah, I turned my microphone down. Yeah.
I don't think that's it.
And thank you to the people who support us on patreon.com. It's www.patreon.com/thecoinshow. You can, if you donate at a level higher than, $5 or at a level of $5 or higher, you have access to Not the Coin Show podcast, which is a really goofy show that me and Matt do in the off weeks, and it's fun and it's completely different. And actually that one's been getting rave reviews.
From the few people that watch it, it's
I don't know about this one, but that one's been getting rave reviews.
Spin-off show.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Yeah. Thanks for.
You've been listening to the Coin Show podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nottleman. The boys will be back soon with another informative and entertaining episode. Meanwhile, you can follow the show on social media at The Coin Show on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Coin Show. You can also join their private group. Just search Facebook groups for Friends of the Coin Show and request access. But if you want to take it to the next level and support the Coin Show podcast, you can go to www.patreon.com/The Coin Show. If you subscribe at the $5 a month level or higher, you'll have access to Not the Coin Show podcast on the off weeks, as well as other surprises reserved for our patrons. Visit our website at coinshowradio.com or download our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you download your podcasts. This has been the Coin Show Podcast.